What do you think of Raheem Morris's hire
Great
by
hire.
Atlanta?
Great hire. And I'm going to tell you, his first stint, obviously Tampa was a mess. And it didn't go quite the way he wanted it to. But
Although he did have a 7-win difference from year 1 to year 2.
Yes. But I'm just saying it didn't go the way that he wanted or they wanted.
Okay.
And I think that he's learned a lot. Spent some time over with the Rams, and just listening to him last year before the season, he was like, I got a lot of guys. We don't know who these guys are, but I got a lot of guys. And when the Rams took the field that on defense, like, you didn't know. It was Aaron Donald and, like, who are the rest of these guys?
Right.
And Raheem did a great job. Did a great job coaching some guys up, going from a lot of names to a lot of non-name brand names here in L.A. And, there's some guys that really stepped up and they made a push and got into the playoffs, man.
Well, some great coaches did not have their first stint go well at all.
Correct.
Mike Shanahan had time with the Raiders before he was a Bronco. Pete Carroll with the Jets and the Patriots before, obviously, USC and Seattle. And then the ultimate with Belichick and Cleveland, although, they did go to the playoffs and win a playoff game, right? And then he and the Browns dissolve.
Yeah. I'm excited for Raheem. He's done a lot of good things in this league. And I'm gonna just say it because it needs to be said. A lot of black coaches don't get a second chance. A lot of black head coaches don't get a second chance. A lot of them don't. We've had a couple, but to see Atlanta, like, okay, and couldn't be a better spot for him. Could not be a better spot for him.
Especially since they did let him out of the building.
Yes.
Last time.
Yep.
They could have removed the interim tag.
They could have.
Did not.
Yeah.
And now here they are again, and
it's like, oh yeah, we messed up. Yeah.
And they chose him over Belichick. Is really and 12 other candidates.
That sounds. I don't know if that sounds as good as it sounds.
What do you mean by that?
Does that make sense? Like, that's a hard choice. I'm just wondering what was Bill asking for? What was Bill asking for that they wouldn't give him? Because let's be honest, that's a no-brainer. If you're going 2 defensive coaches, Bill's the obvious pick. And the question is, what did Bill ask for that made them say, nah, Raheem's the guy?
I don't know. It could be as simple as time, to be honest with you. Raheem is, I won't say half his age.
No, I agree.
But I mean, that it could be as simple as that. I don't know.
But you're an organization looking and searching for an identity, and you need to win.
Oh, I mean, that is the no-brainer. I don't know.
Right.
It could be, that Morris just knocked their socks off.
I hear. I'm not taking anything away
I know
from.
That.
But that's and I'm saying this. That would be a hard decision for me. I'm trying to get somewhere. This guy has been 6 times, and I'm trying to get there. It would be hard. And I'm saying, what did Bill ask for, or maybe what was said in the interview that for them, and maybe Raheem, maybe I'm shortchanging Raheem's ability to sit down and like interview, and maybe he blew their socks off. That could be the case, but I'm thinking like, what did Bill like? What did he ask for to where Arthur Blank and company was like, nah?
I don't know. That is going to be the ultimate question, because the speculation surrounds the power structure there, and Rich McKay, the CEO, being there, and maybe Rich and Bill grinded gears for all those years over the competition committee. But this is 1,000,000% total speculation. But Adam Schefter tweeted out that the power structure that the coach and the general manager report to McKay, who reports to Blank, has been changed as well. That Morris and Fontenot are going to be reporting to Blank directly. So I don't know if that was the power structure that Belichick had a problem with. That got removed, it seems. I don't know the answer to it.
That's why I keep saying it. Like, if you to say no, if Bill wasn't your choice, like what was it? Because if I'm Atlanta, I'm like, what do you need? Bill,
That's what
do you
I
need?
thought. Honestly, I thought when we were talking about it here, when Belichick had the first interview. TJ, tell Marshall how you thought Belichick's first interview with the Atlanta Falcons went. Go ahead and tell him.
Well, Marshall, Bill comes in, he sits down, hello, how are you? He pulls out a Halliburton briefcase and he opens it, and much like Marcellus Wallace's briefcase in Pulp Fiction, a light emits from it, and he reaches in and he pulls out 8 little silver and gold trinkets, Super Bowl rings, you know what they look like, and he just puts them on the desk in front of him, kind of kicks back, and it's like
that was the first interview, and then the second interview, the follow-up interview, was just bringing the same thing back to it. Like, that's his interview.
The second interview, he said, that little feeling behind your neck that you feel, that's pride. That's pride.
Messing with your mind.
Messing with your mind. That's pride.
It's a great Ving Rhames by Marshall Faulk. Well, he got his Atlanta privileges revoked. I mean, I don't know. And it does beg the question. Like,
I hope that I'm shortchanging Raheem's ability to sit down and blow their socks off, and because he had been in the building before, he understands the culture of coaching and being in Atlanta, and embracing whatever that was that he said, here's where I can get you guys. I've been here before. Speaking to that, I hope that's the case, Rich. Well, I'm being honest with you.
Kurt and I saw Belichick on December 23rd, the night before the Christmas Eve game that the two of us called on NFL Network in Denver. He was as into coaching and talking about coaching and the X's and O's as I've ever seen, and as 1,000,000% Belichick in talking about the game with passion and talking about. So it's not as if he didn't want to do it anymore. That's for sure. And he just his institutional knowledge is second to none. Like I've never witnessed anything like it before. Marshall,
I cannot get out of my head Belichick sitting down with Arthur Blank and McKay, and they're asking him questions like he's at a presser. You know the kind of answers that he gives at the pressers.
Yeah. He's just like we're moving on to the contract. You know, like he can't say we're moving on to the dotted line. You know,
they're trying to dig
we're moving
deep.
on to the pen. Like, what are we talking about here? I'm
just picturing him answering the way that he answers pressers.
I don't know. Well, you know him. You've been around him.
But
you've been around him.
He never allowed people to press him for answers.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.